Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
Hi, this is Dan Jurgens, and you are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Look, up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's a mullet in re-entry. All right, kids. Yes, welcome back to another week of Electric Mullet. The Superman podcast.
Gotta wait for those drums.
I know. I am Phil. Joining me, it is, Gladiator Superman's number one. And,
Just in the owl, swooping back into Metropolis.
And Tyler should be hopefully joining us here in a little bit, running behind. But yes, we're going to wrap up Exile with Superman 32 and 33, Adventures of Superman 455 and 456, and the returning Action Comics 643.
Yes.
George Perez. Yes.
Great issue of Action Comics.
All right, so yeah.
It's so crazy to me that in 1989, Action Comics was already up to issue 643.
Oh, yeah. I mean, what
like, that's wild.
Continuously since 1938.
Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. I love it.
Hell, I mean, Detective Comics is, it's in the neighborhood of like 1088 or 1087 right now. So they're going to hit 1100 here.
Incredible. That's incredible. I love it so much.
Which is so funny because Detective, I think in the 70s they were thinking about canceling it. Like bad, yeah.
Yep.
Now,
and then during the New 52, they put everything back to number one.
But then they put Action and Detective back to the original. Those are the ones, man. They'll keep the original legacy numbering.
Yes. Yeah, as they should.
I think because they're just like, no Marvel book has hit 1,000.
That's right.
Spider-Man's on its way in about 50 issues or so.
Yeah. They've got bragging rights over at DC.
All right, so let's get back to some Exile here. And again, limited Lex Luthor this time, so.
Yep.
So, yeah. Pretty much got all your Lex last time. All right. Oh. This is probably one of Justin's favorite covers here. Superman 32.
Oh, yeah. Some more of that thigh.
I know, man. It looks like some like side butt. Side
butt. Totally.
All right. So Superman number 32. There we go. For volume 2, number 32 from June 1989. Gladiator. Writer Roger Stern, penciler Kerry Gamble, inker Dennis Jank, colors Glenn Whitmore, letterer John Costanza, and editor Mike Carlin. Mongul flashes back to when he was a warlord, leading his soldiers in the conquest of another planet. As Mongul sits on the throne, he watches gleefully as his soldiers slaughter an innocent race of another world, ripe for his role. In the present, Superman confronts Mongul in the arena of War World and challenges him. Mongul teleports from his throne down to the arena, where he and Superman battle before the amazed crowd. After a long fight, Mongul pounds Superman unconscious.
Oh my!
Settle down, Justin.
Oh
my! Later, Superman wakes up chained up, settle down, Justin, only to find that Mongul was preparing to kill Draga with a blast to the head. Superman breaks out of his bonds and defeats Mongul in combat. Before Mongul can blast Superman into oblivion with the Ray Blaster on his chest, Superman is zapped off of War World by the Cleric, who needs Superman alive for more important matters. Meanwhile, Metropolis, Jimmy Olsen finds Clark Kent's doppelganger, Matrix, and takes him to the Daily Planet. All right. So
a
yeah,
lot happened here. Yeah, this was great.
Yeah, we're really moving along now.
Yeah. And I think that this is the first post-crisis appearance of Mongul, right?
Well, yeah, the stuff last week, but yeah.
This story, I mean, at the Exile.
Yeah.
He hadn't appeared before this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it because we get a little bit of his backstory about what he's all about for those like myself, like back in 1989. I had no clue who Mongul was. I hadn't read any of the pre-crisis stuff with him.
Yeah, me too.
So I had no clue who this dude was. I just knew that he was big, he was powerful, and he was mean. And it was great to have a little bit of origin for him. And I think that this artistic portrayal of him by Carrie Gamble is the best.
Oh yeah,
because he looks so huge and like monstrous and hulking and just massive. Yeah, that's one complaint I have about the next issue is Dan Jurgens' rendition of Mongul. He looks so much smaller.
Oh yeah. I mean,
It's
yeah, this
almost
issue,
like he shrunk.
Yeah, I mean, this issue, yeah, he's like almost built like the Hulk. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And to me, that's how he should look.
Yeah.
Like based upon this character and who and what he is. Like he should be massive. He should be huge.
Yeah, like when Superman kind of like jumps up and like grabs him from behind, man. He kind of has to leap
Right.
up. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
tall, he's big. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes more of an imposing figure when you've got somebody that huge.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to being massively physically powerful, and then having this, this death ray strapped to his chest. He's a formidable villain. So back in 1989, when I first read this, I was impressed. I thought, this is a great foil for Superman. Here's somebody that can actually go toe-to-toe with Superman and beat the hell out of him.
I get it, buddy. It feels like 1889. I get
it. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, we are the same vintage. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, but I love this so much. I love the fact that Mongul wasn't used to somebody standing up to him, much less, daring him to come down off of his throne and fight one-on-one. I thought that was so good. And then you see like the audience kind of slowly start to turn on Mongul throughout the course of this story. I thought that was interesting too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess we see why Superman is mostly depowered and not completely depowered, because I mean, that beating from Mongul would have killed him if he was
absolutely
depowered. Yeah.
Even being Kryptonian, that probably would have been the end of him. Yeah.
And then Matrix just wandering the streets.
I know. So funny. And the way that Matrix talks as Clark Kent to people.
Yes.
It's hysterical.
Jimmy just finds.
Yeah.
I remember your picture, but you were smaller, younger.
Oh man, it's so good.
I mean, at least it's like good secret identity coverage where it's like, well,
totally.
yeah, Superman's missing, but oh, hey, Clark's around, yeah.
Clark's still here, yeah.
Yeah, I think was it an issue next week? I think, yeah, like I know Jimmy at one point snaps a picture of Matrix as Clark.
The two of them together.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Oh god, I don't get that next week. So yeah, I mean, yeah, Mongul captures, has Superman like pinned down in this machine. Draga is chained up, and he's gonna basically torturing Draga. He's like, he shoots at him. He's like, I missed. This might take a while.
This might take a while.
It might take me days to kill you.
Yeah, take me days.
So yeah, Superman breaks free and just attacks him again.
And this issue is also notable because it shows that Draga's allegiances have changed.
Oh yeah.
He's no longer subservient to Mongul anymore. He realizes that Mongul has no real sense of honor. He has some twisted morals. And so he's going to do his own thing now. Yep. Yeah, this issue is classic. I remember saying in the last episode that Action Comics Annual was what hooked me, because I had actually been off of Superman for a little bit. Like, I had kind of drifted off of reading it for regularly at the time.
Yeah.
But then once that Exile story happened, and I started reading some of that stuff, and then that Action Comics Annual happened, and there was all this stuff with the Cleric and the Eradicator and Mongul and Warworld and Gladiator Superman. I was like, oh my God, I'm reading Superman again, I guess. And I collected this whole run pretty much for the next couple years after that. I was hooked.
Oh yeah, I was kind of the same way. I was kind of like casual, like I was like, yeah, but this one it's fine. But yeah, once Exile hit, I was like, oh no.
Here we go. We're firing on all cylinders now. Yeah, that's the way I felt, totally.
All right, so yeah, like we said, then when Mongul tries to blast Superman, the Cleric teleports him away with the Eradicator. So
yeah.
All right, should we jump to the next one?
Yes.
All right. So Adventures of Superman 455.
Great cover.
Yeah. From June 1989, also Heritage. Writer Jerry Ordway, penciler, friend of the show Dan Jurgens, inker Art Thibert, colorist Glenn Whitmore, letterer Albert de Guzman, and editors Mike Carlin, Jonathan Peterson, and Renee Witterstatter. Motivated by Superman's defiance against Mongul's rule, the people of Warworld rise in a revolt. The council contemplates the idea of replacing Mongul and place Superman as their leader. Superman wakes up in the Cleric's refuge. There he learns about the Eradicator, a gadget made to protect Krypton's heritage. Gadget. Superman is doubtful about opening up to the Eradicator's knowledge because of the guilt and shame he feels. The Cleric tells him that the gadget will help him atone for his guilt as it helped him. So Superman opens himself to it and is filled with the determination to return the war world. The Cellkeeper finds Mongul has killed Lentra. Draga appears and challenges the tyrant to a duel for the throne of Warworld. After almost being killed by Draga, Mongul escapes. Meanwhile, in Metropolis, Matrix is still impersonating Clark Kent in the Daily Planet, and his strange behavior confuses his co-workers, including Perry and Lois. Cat Grant appears and tells Lois she was the source of Clark's articles about Inner Gang.
The truth comes out. Yeah. Yep.
So, and the whole reason she said is she wanted to prove to the people like Perry and Lois that she's actually like a real reporter.
Yeah, this wasn't just a gossip columnist. Like, she was an actual reporter. Yeah. Which is honorable. Like, that's an honorable thing to do. Absolutely. But
again, did they kind of confirm that she did sleep with Morgan Edge? Because, like, I think at least more than one, at least twice, they were like, I don't know if I would have gone to those ends to get the story, but
Yeah, I kind of think,
Because once again, I don't think Morgan Edge, he's that kind of guy. He's not keeping a woman around like that if she's not sleeping with him.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. It's never explicitly confirmed, but it was definitely an assumption that I had.
Yeah. Well, again, remember, sexuality isn't a thing we really, come out and discuss in these back in
yeah, true. Yeah.
People, two male roommates and
yes.
So
look at the thing with Maggie Sawyer a year or so before this. Yeah.
All right. So yes. What do we think of this issue?
I really enjoyed this one too. Yeah, I was surprised at the twists and turns with the fight between Mongul and Draga.
Yeah.
I thought, wow, Draga put the boots to him. I'm really impressed with that, actually. Could this dude be powerful enough maybe to beat even Superman? I mean, if Mongul defeated Superman technically in the previous issue, and Draga defeated Mongul, I remember thinking that. I remember thinking, wow, this guy's tough. Yeah, but like I said, I prefer Kerry Gamble's rendition of Mongul over Dan Jurgens. That's my only complaint, is that Mongul looks so much smaller in this issue. And I remember being bummed about the death of Lentra. I thought she was cool. I thought she was a cool character, but I knew that like somebody had to die in the story, I guess. Yeah.
I guess, yeah. I mean, I wasn't sure, but wasn't sure if she was dead, but I guess she is. I mean, well, Mongul said he broke all of her limbs, so I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, he's nasty. Yeah.
Mhm.
I just assumed that he strangled her or something. Yeah. Ugh. Yeah.
That's funny when Lois calls the planet and she's like, "Clark's there. Let me talk to him." And Matrix is like, "I don't think I like her, do I, Jimmy Olsen?"
Yeah, that part was great.
And she's like, "Come on, Clark, I'm your friend." He's like, "Lana is my friend.
Lana's my friend.
He taught me to blow bubbles."
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh man.
mm,
And Cat Grant rocking those shoulder pads.
yeah, that
Look
pink
at those
jacket.
things.
Yeah, look at that.
Yep, you can tell this is 1989. We were just talking about Batman 1989 with the shoulder pads in that movie.
1989, female reporter. Yeah.
Yeah. Linebacker shoulder pads for the win, folks.
Like I say, look what she's wearing. I could have seen Vicky wearing that in that movie. Yeah.
No, totally. Absolutely.
Oh my
got the same
God.
hair.
Yes, I was gonna say if they had made like a live action Superman 1989 movie and they used all these characters, Kim Basinger probably would have played Cat Grant.
Totally, absolutely.
Batman, yeah.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, I would like to see Sean Young's portrayal of Vicky Vale. Now that I know about that little tidbit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But yeah, I mean,
this was cool. I really liked the scene too, where Clark was dressed in the Kryptonian robes all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I thought, oh wow.
Yeah, because he thought about getting out of that gladiator suit. Well, more than you were thinking about it, but yeah. And the cleric's like, "Oh yeah, no, it's sensed your need, but you got to open yourself up more, get more specific. Like if you want, something other than the Kryptonian garb." So yeah, so it gives him his Superman
of course,
costume.
Yeah, naturally, yeah,
with a much more durable cape.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, of course, I was a little bummed to see the gladiator outfit go, but oh well, I knew it wasn't going to last forever.
And you knew that beard was coming off of it. That beard was coming off eventually. Not yet.
Yes, yeah, soon. I was bummed about that too, but all right, that's fine.
All right, ready for the next one?
Yes.
All right. Superman 33. It's another good cover there. Yeah.
Yeah, great one.
If you look at that, you're probably like, "What's going on?" Mind-field, Mind.
Yeah.
All right, so let me jump back here. Superman number 33. All right, from July 1989, Two Destinies! Exclamation point. Writer Roger Stern. So same team as the first Superman issue. Superman and the Cleric experiment with the Eradicator. Ew. Both men access and learn from each other's past, and from it, Superman learns to come to grips with the guilt he had been feeling since he executed the Phantom Zone villains in the Pocket Universe. After the experiment is over, the Cleric lets go of the Eradicator and passes it on to Superman. The Cleric collapses on the floor, rapidly aging and dying. His dying words weigh on Superman, and it fills him with the determination to fulfill his destiny as Krypton's heir and return to Earth. Well, yeah, because he said the Eradicator's been keeping him alive. Was he like 200,000 years old?
Yeah, that dude was old.
Again, I mean, he's an alien. I mean, he could, they could be long lived, but yeah, 200,000 years.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's like Yoda age. Yeah,
that's more than Yoda. I mean, was like 1,000, wasn't he? Yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
multiply that like 200 times.
Yeah,
because he was on Krypton like before Jor-El and all that.
Right. Yeah, he was on Krypton when he was young. when it was young.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'd seen it all.
But hold on, let me open this up.
I loved the dream sequence where they were essentially reliving each other's respective traumas.
Yes.
And it was important for Clark to experience that because the parallel between each of their different experiences of guilt, Clark killing the three Phantom Zone villains, and then the Cleric's guilt with bringing all those Kryptonians with him up into the ship.
Yes.
Only to watch them all die because they couldn't stand to be separated from their home planet. They both have these massive amounts of guilt over their respective mistakes. And I think that if Clark hadn't met the Cleric and gone through that experience, that he'd still be wrestling with those feelings.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, that would be a pretty dark what if. It's like, what if he hadn't met the Cleric, or hell, what if he just hadn't come to world? He'd stop probably out there, like wandering the universe. Yeah,
tortured and haunted by his mistake, and constantly blaming himself for everything. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what would happen if he had never met the Cleric. I mean, he could have eventually overcome all that stuff on his own, but I think this experience really helped him in a lot of ways.
Oh, yeah. But it's like we don't even. It wasn't even just the Phantom Zone criminals. I mean, there was that one scene where he's like, he's still feeling guilty over the blood sport thing from issue 4.
Oh yeah, right. True. Yeah, showing all those dead bodies in the McDonald's. Yeah.
And then thinking about his father in the war.
Yeah, that was cool. The part with John Kent.
Yeah.
In the war. Yeah.
And then the real John Kent's ready to go to Metropolis to go get Matrix.
Yeah, they got to round up Matrix before they get into trouble. Oh, too late.
I know, but then of course Superman gets that whole Phantom Zone criminal thing. But even like then what him and the Cleric are discussing it. It's like had I not killed them with that, taken their powers and killed them with that kryptonite, they would have suffocated on this world because everything was gone, even the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And it's like, what do? Bring them back to your Earth? Love the cop. Fox Universe. That's out of our jurisdiction. Superman.
Yeah. And he's right. They would have eventually found some way to get their powers back. And imagine 3 different people with the power of Superman, with evil inclinations, loose on the planet Earth.
Oh yeah,
like nobody would have been able to stop.
DC, fuck yeah, they would have went through everything. Yeah, because that's what me and Tyler were talking about. It's like they were so stupid. I mean, even Zod's bragging, "Oh, we'll find a way to get to your world and get our powers back." I'm like, shut up.
Yeah, it's like this guy wants to die, I guess.
Yeah.
He's got a death wish or something.
I mean, I guess he thought, oh yeah, Superman don't kill. And it's like,
he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it.
Well, tough luck, chump. John Byrne. Yeah, John Byrne was
that's right. You picked the wrong writer and artist to bluff with, Mister.
But
Byrne ain't afraid to burn you.
Yeah, the Cleric says, I understand. He says, your exile has deprived your world of a great hero, your family of a loving son, and your exile. Claim your legacy. Yeah, because he says, he's like, you're a champion of life and justice,
Yeah.
But it gives him the Eradicator, and then, he ages very quickly.
Yeah. Like almost instantly, this man is dying.
Yeah. And then with like his last dying breaths, he like pulls a Justin. He's like, "Yes, shave. Let me see the full unfettered biscuit, please."
Yes. Let me see that gorgeous face one last time. My favorite biscuit.
So basically, it has to reflect that heat vision off the Eradicator.
Yeah. See, I wasn't sad to see the beard go, but I love the stubble, like on the front cover.
Like,
if he had just kept that, I'd have been happy for years.
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
Well, once again, Secret Identity. It's like, if I think
that's true.
Before, I forget if it's in an upcoming one or one we've already covered, but he's just like, Superman and Clark Kent both show up with 5 o'clock shadow. It's
Yeah. That was in
Really
one of the burn
asshole.
issues. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's so funny.
So yeah, so then they bury the cleric, and he's like, "Be at peace, cleric. I will not fail you. As the stars are my witness, I will champion life over death for the rest of my days."
Yes. And I think that we see the Cellkeeper again.
Yeah. Well, again, I mean, Draga returns, and yeah, the Cellkeeper. Oh,
But I think
yeah.
it's fairly frequent, fairly soon after this.
Yeah, it's closer. I think around 650.
Mhm.
Action 650. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was about to say Panic in the Sky, but no. Yeah, they're back before that.
Yeah. Yeah. Another great issue. And more great artwork from Kerry Gamble. I
Yeah.
felt like he was doing some of his best artwork at this time period on
Oh,
Superman. It was so good.
definitely.
Every issue.
All right. I'm ready for the next one.
Yes. This is a big one right here.
Yeah. All right. So this could be Adventures 456. Let's get to let me find the cover. Oh
Love
yeah,
this
because
cover.
a lot of going on in Metropolis too.
Yeah. Yep. Great cover there.
Talk about that new gangbuster suit.
Yep.
Thanks, Lex.
Came in handy here.
Well, kinda.
Well, for the most part, yeah.
All right. So Adventures of Superman 456, July 1989. Redemption. Writer Jerry Ordway. Yep, all the same people again for the adventures. Superman decides to end his exile and return to Earth. Yeah, when he can't catch up the War World. Yeah, because it's just like the rolling body of War World now. It's just like, we can't find Superman. Draga, you're in charge now.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Democracy rules on War World.
Yeah, so Superman just misses them.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, Morgan Edge is still cornered by the Daily Planet's articles about Intergang. This time written by Lois Lane. Yeah, because Perry's like, yeah, Clark's in no shape to do this. So he's like, yeah, Lois, you finish it.
Yeah.
So he uses Darkseid's weapon, Turmoil, to break havoc in Metropolis and get rid of the meddling reporter. Turmoil finds Clark Kent's doubleganger, Matrix, and attacks him. The robot leaves the scene after its next target, Lois Lane. Cat Grant, witness of the attack, is surprised to find Clark, quote unquote, walking out of the rubble with not a single scratch. She then calls Jose Delgado to warn him about the robot looking for Lois. Jose puts on Gangbuster's suit and goes to Lois's rescue. Turmoil finds Lois and Jose arriving at the scene and Jose arrives at the scene just in time. Gangbuster, no match for the giant robot, is easily beaten, and both he and Lois end up buried alive in some rubble. Lex Luthor is witnessing the scene from his LexCorp building, and an assistant breaks in, letting him know that Brainiac woke up and is repeating the same sentence over and over. Superman is back. Well, I think he actually. I mean, this synopsis says Superman is back, but I think he said he's back. He's back.
Yes. He's back. Yeah.
Guess who's back, kids? Back again. All right. So yeah, lots of build up for the champ's return, but
Definitely. Yeah. I loved, of course, the spotlight on Gangbuster and the new
yes.
armor. I felt like this suit was too short-lived, this armor, but I get
Yeah.
that he kind of, loses it during this fight, basically, with Turmoil. I
Unless
get that.
that was the whole purpose of this fight is to get rid of that armor.
Right, yeah. Yeah, they need to have an adversary that's powerful enough to destroy this Lex Luthor created suit, basically.
Yeah. So yeah, because this big purple robot is yes from Apokolips, so it's pretty tough.
Yeah, that's pretty tough. Yeah, I remember being surprised at the connection between Darkseid and Intergang. I thought, oh wow, okay, interesting. All right, but it turns out it's not Darkseid. Spoilers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like the first 3 pages, it's Superman basically like how do I get home, and the
Hmm.
cell keeper's basically like, can't the Eradicator like teleport you home?
Yeah.
So we see, Superman
Tap
kind
tap your heels together 3 times and say, "There's no place like home."
of, and then foreshadowing for next issue, just the Doctor telling Morgan Edge, you better take
Yes.
take care of yourself.
Yeah. They shoehorned that little tidbit in right at the end, didn't they? Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, then we see, he's talking to Dark Side, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, some more great artwork from Dan Jurgens in this one.
Oh
So
yeah,
good. I love the design of Turmoil. So
yeah.
cool looking.
Mm.
And we've got Maggie Sawyer and her people in here too as well, taking the fight
Oh.
to this thing. Also great. Because we hadn't seen them for a hot minute.
Yeah. Again,
It's
we
been a
didn't.
while.
Again, we haven't done a lot with Metropolis unless it was Lex during Exile. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, another missed opportunity.
again, if nobody else, give Maggie Sawyer the warning that you're leaving the planet for a while.
Yeah, right. Yeah. She's not going to squawk to the Daily Planet about it and blab it to everybody, blab it to the news,
No, she's not going to
make
want
a
all
big
these super
press
villains
conference
to know
about
it's
it.
open season. Yeah, no.
Exactly. I
Yeah,
still
I
think he
mean,
could have trusted somebody in the JLA with that information.
yeah, Maggie Sawyer and like even some of the other cops like Turpin. Sometimes we get Inspector Henderson. I
Hmm.
think they're good characters, but they should have picked one of them to kind of almost make them his Gordon.
Yeah.
Maybe a little
Yeah, it's
more.
almost like they kind of wanted Maggie Sawyer to fill that role in this series, or in this era rather.
But
But they
they don't give her
didn't.
a lot of time. Yeah, no.
Yeah, they don't bring her back enough.
Mm-mm.
Although we will see her in the next episode actually,
Yes. Oh yeah.
in a big way. But we should have had more issues like that story that we're going to talk about. There should have been
Exactly.
more of those.
Yeah, I love when Turmoil finds Matrix in the park because Perry sent Clark out for lunch, and he's just like,
Oh
"I
yeah,
got all this
yeah,
food for all that green paper."
yeah,
He's like, "I'll eat all." I mean,
yeah.
she's supposed to get lunch for the whole office. He's like, "I'll eat this all."
It's so funny. And then he gets completely blasted by Turmoil.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then yeah, Cat runs up and to basically warn Matrix, and Morgan Edge is like, it's Kent. He's the source."
Yeah.
So yeah, Turmoil blasts Clark through the wall, but of course he's okay.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, again, this gangbuster armor, I would have liked to see this hang around for a while.
Yeah, I wanted to see more of it. I thought it was a really cool design. I thought that it was a neat concept that essentially Professor Hamilton hotwired this thing and freed Jose from Lex Luthor's influence.
Yeah, and it would have made sense too because after he got injured all the way back, oh god, what they say 438 or 439. Yeah, it would have made more
Mhm.
sense because it would be more protection. It would probably
Mhm.
boost his strength and stuff.
Mhm. Absolutely. Yeah, and then after this, he went back to his original costume, which
Hmm.
was just basically like leather padding.
Exactly. And again,
Yeah.
they could have did that thing where it's like, oh yeah, he has that chip or whatever in his back. I'm like, yeah, that could so they could have did that where it's like he's the only one who could run this armor because it interfaces with
Mm,
whatever they put in there in his
exactly.
back. Yeah,
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen that.
yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, so anybody who likes giant monsters on the rampage, yeah, this was the issue for you.
totally. A giant rampaging robot from Apokolips. I mean, you can't get better than that.
Exactly. I mean, it's just breaking
Although
cars and crushing buildings.
we are going to see better than that in the next issue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Maggie Sawyer, all of them, they're trying to stop this thing, but then yeah, that's the best. Oh no. Okay, Brainiac says he's back, he's back, he's back. Superman's back.
Mhm.
I love that
Yeah.
last panel too, because when he says Superman's back, it's in the triangle.
Yeah. It's perfect.
Yeah, I wonder where the Eradicator dropped them in space somewhere because we see him flying towards the planet.
Yeah, probably at the edge of the solar system or something. In the ballpark.
So that's what I was gonna say. I don't know. I mean, like, whatever happened to that Omega Men teleporter? Did that get destroyed, or I guess somebody on World World must
Oh,
have grabbed that?
yeah. That I don't know. Was that ever explained? What
I
happened to
mean,
that?
remember when he first got there, all those inmates were like grabbing at his clothes and stuff. I mean, I don't know, unless because
Hmm.
again, the breathing thing was shot because the hose was done. But
Hmm.
yeah, I don't think anything was wrong with that teleporter. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think we ever find out what happens to that teleporter.
Hmm.
All right, so should we get to the action issue?
Yes. Let's get to the big one.
Again, all great covers this week, but this is
But
the best
this is
cover.
it. Yes. This is the legendary one right here. Look
Yeah,
at that.
everyone knows that cover. Yeah.
George Perez. Yeah. Oh man. I'd love to have a poster of that.
Yes. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if there was one, but yeah, I don't
I
know.
think there is. Yeah, actually, I think I've seen it
Probably.
somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, any merchandise that doesn't have this image on it is a waste. I mean,
Totally. Yeah. Totally. Yeah. This is a masterpiece of Superman.
exactly, and it's nice, simple, but it's great art. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Superman with Metropolis in the background there.
totally. It's so good. I love it.
The Man of Steel back where he belongs.
Yes.
All right, so all right, let's get to Action Comics 643 from July 1989. Superman on Earth.
Hmm.
Writer George Perez. Pencilers George Perez and Brett Breeding. Inker Brett Breeding. Colorist Glenn Whitmore. Letterer Bill Oakley. And editors Jonathan Peterson and Mike Carlin. So, yeah, yes, the writer and the inker are both pencilers on this issue.
Yeah.
Superman arrives on Earth, and his return doesn't go unnoticed to the people of Metropolis, who joyfully watch as he goes flying through the sky. He lands on the Daily Planet's rooftop and contemplates his home. Almost immediately, the workers of the planet get to the rooftop and welcome their hero back. Carried away by the excitement of seeing his friend again, Superman grabs Jimmy and lifts him in the air. Remember this, kids.
Mm-hmm.
Something was going to happen to Jimmy in the next few months. All right. Perry asks, why did he vanish? But Superman avoids the question and flies away from the building. I killed a bunch of people. Don't worry, they were bad.
No big deal.
They were bad.
Yeah.
Man of Steel has a lot of catching up to do. Cat Grant and Clark Kent, quote unquote, arrive at the rooftop, but they find Superman is gone. Cat alerts Perry about the giant robot wreaking havoc in the city. Superman arrives at his apartment and puts the Eradicator on a shelf. But his stay is brief because he hears Jimmy's signal watch and flies off again. And once again, pandering to Justin, he's in the middle of a shower when he has to run out.
Love that. Yes. More of this.
Superman arrives at the scene and then punches Turmoil with all his might. Yes.
Yeah, he doesn't mess around.
Exactly. The people present at the scene cheer for their hero. Superman defeats the robot and prevents it from self-destructing. He saves Jose and Lois from the rubble and then confronts Morgan Edge, who ends up having a heart attack.
Yeah.
Doctor warned
Bummer,
him.
dude. Maybe you shouldn't run over so many raccoons, you scumbag.
Exactly. Or smoke all evilly in your office.
Yeah.
It does it. This synopsis that I even mentioned. Yes, it's revealed, like Justin was hinting at. Yes, it's not actually Darkseid who he was in contact with. It was Desaad.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love the real Darkseid box. He's like, Desaad, what are you doing? Oh, nothing. Cleaning the
Nothing. Pay no attention.
or whatever. Yeah.
No.
He's like, well, hurry up. I'm about to get the anti-life equation this time. Come on, let's go.
By the way, have you seen Turmoil lately? I haven't been able to find him. Turmoil. Yeah.
That's coming out of your paycheck.
Yeah. We only had one of those.
Superman returns to his apartment again, but an explosion goes off inside. He finds Clark Kent's body on the ground, holding the Eradicator in his hand.
Oh.
So yes, kids, that's going to have big
Cliffhanger.
repercussions next episode.
Oh yeah, cliffhanger ending.
Exactly. It's like, yeah, we did Exile for how many months, and yeah, it's not stopping, man. We got more cliffhangers, and
I love it.
yeah,
They just keep it going, and the momentum doesn't stop. Really, that's why I kept on these Superman titles for the next 2 or 3 years after this, because they just kept the momentum going. There was not a dip in quality, and yeah, each story that came along was unique and interesting and entertaining. The artwork was always good.
yeah. And now, especially with Superman back and stuff, I mean, we're past the burn era. It's like Metropolis is going to seem like a more fleshed out world, with all this supporting cast and stuff. And
definitely, as we'll see in the next episode, we spend some more time with Metropolis, with those characters. I think we also go back to Smallville.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that happens with the familiar places in Superman's life.
Oh yeah.
Which are important, hugely important. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's not this year. I think early to mid next year. Yes, we're also going to get a 3-part story with a certain guest star.
Batman, my favorite.
Oh right. Is the Red Kryptonite one next year too?
What Crisis of the Crimson?
The Crisis of the Crimson Kryptonite.
I think here. Let me open up next. Oh God, let me open up next year's schedule.
I know you've got it all mapped out over there. I know it.
Well, again, it's easy with like this because we go in order, so it's like
yes.
Let's see.
And pretty soon we're going to be getting those triangles, so it's going to be made even easier for those of us.
Oh yeah, March. Yeah, there's a March episode is going to be Dark Knight and Metropolis. Oh my God, we need to get ready for that
episode. I think I'll be here for that one. We should get Lilith for that one too.
Oh yeah. Yes. All right.
Have the full We Are the Night Squad on here.
Exactly. Oh, and that'll be March. May episode will be Crisis of the Crimson Kryptonite.
May. All right. I'm going to be here for that one too.
Including a Starman issue because Starman's in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a great story.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. All right. So let's see here. But yeah, again, just the story, the art in this is incredible.
Oh my God. Yeah. George Perez just firing on all cylinders here. That 2-page spread where he first punches Turmoil.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. I remember the first time I read this, I thought, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just amazing. And I was already a fan of George Perez at that point. Like I had already fallen in love with his artwork.
And just the storytelling on it, because it's mostly just that on those 2 pages, but you see the little panels up top where Superman comes flying in, and you see him closer,
yeah,
and you see the anger on his face. It's like,
totally, it is tremendous. And the part where he uses his X-ray vision to determine that there's nobody alive inside of Turmoil, so he can really let loose. It's so good. I love it. He intercepts the rockets before they blow up the chopper with Jimmy in it. It's classic Superman stuff. All of it.
And just like the flying stuff, just like him, when he leaps off the planet roof and stuff. Yeah.
He's kind of rebelling in his return to his home, his true home,
I mean, wait till next week. Yeah, the next issue of Action, like that's when he goes back to Smallville. Like the first splash page, just him swooping in.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, this is a great era for Action Comics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just this whole fight scene. And the Turmoil was about ready to blow. He's like, the Cleric said this cave could withstand something. So let's see if it can contain this explosion.
Yeah, some massive explosion from war machine built on Apokolips.
Mhm.
If anything will put that cloak to the test, it's that.
Mhm. Yeah, just he digs out Lois and Jose, and then it's just like Lois like, yeah, it's more Morgan Edge. So yeah, Super Edge just breaks down the door.
Yeah. And Morgan Edge promptly has his heart attack right then and there.
Yeah, because Superman's like, that thing was way beyond your capabilities. He's like,
Yeah.
who you working for? Where'd you get that from? And that's when he's like, no. Well, first he's like, yes, I'll tell you that monster betrayed me. What will he just do? That's when he drops from his heart. Superman
And I hadn't read a lot of the issues, like I said, leading up to this.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know, like, if this thing with Morgan Edge's health problems, like if that was really foreshadowed or discussed in any form or fashion before this.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
I mean, I guess it's a way to just be like, you know what, we can take Morgan out of play for a while, but yeah, we're not going to reveal his connection to Apokolips and stuff.
Yeah. When did he come back? It was shortly after this, wasn't it?
Oh, I can't remember because I know for well, he goes on trial and then he goes to jail. I can't remember when. Yeah, because then they bring the father in. His father.
Yes. Right.
Was it Vinny Edge or something?
Something like that. Yeah. And you see where it all began with Morgan. It's like, oh, okay, I can understand why you're the way you are now. I
Yeah,
guess.
like Cat's working over there. Yeah, the father's like sexually harassing
Oh
Cat.
my
Like, ooh,
God.
that's
Yeah.
crazy. You know, Morgan
Yeah,
Edge was bad enough.
Yeah.
His father.
Yeah. He's a chip off the block of the old man, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was basically he was just like, hey, you want to get ahead? Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. God. Yep. Poor Cat. God, like she hadn't gone through enough. She's got to deal with the dude's nasty dad on top of it. Oh man. Yeah, she needs to get a Pulitzer Prize for what she went through.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
That I love, just like, Clark goes back to his apartment. He's like, man, it's been a day. I'm like, it's been more than a day. It's been
Yeah.
He really hasn't had time to sit down since he's came back, and then he had fought this robot. So he's like, it's like, I'm gonna go lie down, and then you had an explosion, and then he walks in. There's a twin laying on the floor,
Yeah.
Eradicator,
Holding the Eradicator, which is now glowing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you're not gonna have much of a chance to rest. Sorry, Clark.
Yeah, that Eradicator, that don't mean nothing, right?
Well, in a couple of years,
it's gonna keep coming. Oh, well, it comes back a few times before it takes on a new form. Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, in about 3 years, that's going to totally change things.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, that's gonna be nuts. Reign of the Supermen. Oh my Lord.
Man. I'm gonna be here for all of that.
Yeah.
You better believe it.
I remember picking this up. I wanted Superman back, but I was like, oh man, this is awesome.
I loved it. I'm one of the few people that loved Reign of the Superman.
Yes.
I loved all those characters. John Henry Irons, Superboy, Eradicator, like
we were the right age for all that 90s
totally
stuff. Yes.
Yes. Absolutely. And I knew back then that I was like, there's no way that he's going to be dead forever.
No.
Like, they're going to introduce these new characters. They're going to have them spin off into something else. And then they're going to bring Superman back. And I was right. That's exactly what they did. And it's one of those situations where absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Exactly.
You've got Superman gone for over a year almost. So when he came back, it was a huge deal.
Yeah.
Same thing with when the Joker was gone from Batman for a while in the late 80s.
Yeah.
He was missing from Batman for like 2 or 3 years, I think.
After Death in the Family, yeah, they gave him a break, yeah.
Yeah. And then when he did return, it was huge. It was a big, big deal. So I think that not to creak on the creak on my rocking chair like an old man, but one thing that DC and Marvel don't do as much these days is that.
Yeah.
The whole less is more philosophy, especially when it comes to character deaths.
exactly.
If you do it too much, then it loses its effectiveness completely,
I
and it
remember.
becomes a cliche.
I remember. Pepperidge Farms remembers.
Yeah. I was there when Batman's back got broken.
Oh yeah, man. I got that off the rack, man. Yeah. Oh my.
I
Oh,
was there when Wonder Woman became Diana and put on a black leather jacket.
Looks like she was just working a stripper pole down at Divas.
that's where that drop comes from.
Exactly.
Was unpacking the 90s Wonder Woman, and that popped out of his mouth.
It was an issue of Hawkman.
Ah,
Remember, I had all those
yes.
Hawkman issues, and it was an issue that was guest starring Diana, not Wonder Woman, just Diana.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my lord! And well, bravo, sir, that you were able to take your eyes off hairy, bare-chested Hawkman. Ah, bravo.
Double biscuits for me.
Oh yes, there was so much eye candy in that series. It was lovely.
But I mean, you know this. You know the whole story about why they did Death of Superman, right?
What do you mean?
Well, I guess the original talks for the big event that year was like they were talking about. I mean, Lois and Clark were already engaged. They're like, oh, let's marry them off. But then
Oh,
in
yeah,
90,
yeah.
then 93, Lois and Clark, the TV show is going to start, and they're like, no, let's they were going to make him wait a while. I don't know if they were going to try to sync it up and stuff, but they're like,
Mhm.
yeah, don't marry him off yet. So I forget, was it Dan Jurgens or one of them in one of the big meetings was like, well, let's just kill him.
Oh, yes, you did tell me that.
Yeah.
It was Dan Jurgens' idea.
I
Yeah.
think it was Dan Jurgens or one of them was just like, yeah, let's just kill him. So that's the origin behind one of the biggest comic stories of all time, kids. Yeah, let's just kill him.
Yeah, and he probably wasn't thinking that they were going to take him seriously.
Yeah, or it'd be something quick or something. Yeah, just
Yeah.
But again, that was that well-oiled machine because again, by the time you get to triangle numbers, all those teams have to coordinate because I
Mhm.
mean, Superman basically has a weekly book then because
Yeah.
just each team does once a month, so it's like,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yet again, all those like that, the Batman teams, even Spider-Man over at Marvel when he had 4 books, like those all those creative teams would sit down in a yearly meeting and like map out the year.
Yeah. And could you imagine the Justice League writers trying to be part of that? Like, do we still want Superman on the Justice League considering he's got 4 monthly books? Like, is that too much Superman? Is that too much Batman? He's got 4 monthly books too. Like, what do we do?
Yeah, they kind of brought Superman in. Dan Jurgens took over Justice League. Yeah, they brought Superman in and stuff.
Yeah, but for a while he was out of it. Like
Yeah.
they took him out of it, and they put Wonder Woman in as the leader
I
for a
think that might have been
while.
after he died. I think Wonder Woman
Yeah,
steps in. Yeah,
he steps in. Yeah, and that was cool actually. I kind of liked that because I was always of the mindset, especially like with Marvel, with the Avengers and Wolverine and Spider-Man being on the Avengers. If you've already got a character that has at least 4 monthly books, why do you need to have them on a team that already has another monthly book or 2 monthly books? Like, why do you need that? Like, have that space be
yeah,
dedicated for somebody like the Vision or the Scarlet Witch or somebody else like that that doesn't have a monthly book, and that team book is really the only chance for them to get a
yeah,
spotlight. Like, have the showboats stick to their 4 monthly books
yeah. I mean,
and
it's
give the teams a little bit more of a chance to get some of the less known characters out there.
yeah. Oh, I agree with you 100%. But it's such a quick catch-22 where it's just like, yeah, you want to give room more people who don't have a monthly book, but it's like, yeah, people are going to show up for Superman, Batman,
True.
Wonder Woman. Yeah.
That's true. And that was the case as well. Like, I don't think that the Justice League sold as well in those days when Superman and Batman weren't part of the team. Or Wonder Woman, when all three of them weren't in it. I don't think it did as well.
Yeah, I don't think it did. I mean, I think the JMD Mateus, Keith Giffen stuff did good, but yeah, once they left, I don't think it did it.
Yeah.
Went down because once you see, once Grant Morrison steps in, it's the big seven. It's
right. He reestablishes kind of the status quo of that, where we've got the classic lineup again of Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, Flash, Aquaman,
Martian Manhunter.
Martian Manhunter, and sometimes, Green Arrow, Black Canary, and those folks.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting when they play with the roster of those teams, but yeah, I kind of like it when they keep the big guns out of it for a little while.
Yeah.
Because like I said, it does make it grow fonder when they come back to the team after being absent for a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, people love seeing Batman showing everyone up.
I love Batman.
Yeah.
All right. So, anything else, Justin?
No, in conclusion, I loved Superman in Exile.
Yes.
In hindsight, looking back on it over 30 years ago, it did bring me back to the fold of Superman and made me a much more loyal reader to the titles than I had been previously. So I think it accomplished a lot for me personally in that regard as a Superman fan. But I also think that these stories have aged really well, and they still hold up well today. They're still great. The artwork still looks really good. The script is excellent. You've got some great stories here from Roger Stern and Jerry Ordway and George Paris. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about these issues. To me, they're classics.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. But yeah, I was gonna say, and then they're gonna play the long game with Mongul because remember he gets away. He'll be back eventually, but they're playing the long game with.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And I wonder if they had planned that after he got away in that issue at the end of Adventures of Superman. I wonder if they had already had machinations for him to return.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna be a while. So it's like I don't know if they have a specific point in time set, but they're like, oh yeah, we'll bring him back. Next time something, we need something from space or.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some big threat, some massive threat. Yeah.
Oh, when we get there, we might have to cover that. Superman, Superman battles him alongside brand new Green Lantern Kyle Rayner.
Yes, that's right. The debut,
man.
almost. Yeah,
that's Ron Mars. Oh yeah, it's like the 2 issues after the debut, pretty much.
Yeah.
Ron Mars, pencils by Daryl Banks. Oh my lord.
Oh yeah, Daryl Banks.
Yeah. The 2 issues after that one, kids, see up on the wall.
Yeah. There it is.
That's right. So, but then that's after Reign of the Supermen. So.
We got a ways to go before we get to that point.
That's when he's rocking the mullet.
Yeah.
I think that's like a month or 2 before 0 Hour. That's how far that is.
Yeah.
All right, kids. So, homework. All right. So next time, again, we'll be rocking only 3 issues or so for a while here. So, yes, next time we'll cover Superman 34, Skyhook.
Yes.
Adventures of Superman 457 and Action Comics 644.
With one of the best covers of all time.
Covers, best art,
best story.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. I love that issue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that'll be it for this month. But then when we come back next month, the first episode will be Superman 35, Adventures 458, and Action 645 with
Maxima.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll be back for that one too.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, kids. So send us your thoughts on all of those. And you may say, where can I share those thoughts? Well, for those of you who are visual, send us your thoughts. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes Lunatics episodes, social media, merchandise. Get your brand new Capes Lunatics merch, the classic Capes Lunatics merch. And again, the mistress of her own personal world, Florida, Lilith demands that you rain ransom money on us through the Cash App link.
Rain.
Don't make us dance on that pool, kids, because
That's right.
we're either going to worry about Mongul or Morgan Edge. So
It's like she was just working a stripper pole down at Divas.
And of course, the Patreon, where you can find something exclusive only to our patrons, something uncensored, only
Yes,
for
join
you.
me in the Patreon elite.
Yes. August was Lilith and I talked the career of John Byrne, and then in
Yes.
September we're gonna get to another Justin pick. We're gonna cover that Alien franchise.
Oh yeah. I'm curious to see what you guys' favorite films are from that series.
Yeah. I kind of pushed it back a month because I wanted to rewatch everything. So
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Very
It's been a
cool.
while since I watched most of them. So
Yeah, nice.
because Lil's like, we doing it. I'm like, yeah, we're doing it.
I love it.
All right. So subscribe to the Patreon, which you can do at patreon.com/CapesandLunatics, and you can find everything all in one place. That's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. It's tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network.
More vicious and brutal than ever.
All right. Now for this Justin the Owl. This gladiator lover. You can find him here every so often on Electric Mullet. You can hear him at least once a month on We Are the Night,
the Batman podcast.
Talking Azrael with me, and sometimes he drops in for other episodes, like our recent 200th episode where we covered Batman 89. Did a live watch of Batman 89 with Lil.
Yeah, it's so good.
You can hear him every week on Marvel Tales with me over on Capes and Lunatics. We discuss a different Marvel story every week, at least once a month, and that's going up. X-Men Classics, where we get down with all the X books. And we were doing Energon Universe, but there may be something different coming up here, kids. So
things are changing over at Capes and Lunatics.
I think you're going to be happy with what you get, kids. So
yes, I think so too.
I think we need to tell Russell, yeah, we're doing that. Well, I don't think you'll have a problem with it.
I don't think so either.
Considering the source material, yeah, I don't think you'll have a problem with it. I mean, the main feature, if it'll focus on one character, kids, I don't think Russell will have a problem. So
yeah,
there's a big hint. All right, but that is not all this man does. So, Justin, tell everyone where else you podcast on these fine shows.
You can also find me on these fine shows: Gamma Charge every month. Myself and Russell and Josh discuss the Incredible Hulk and the Sensational She-Hulk. We also have a Patreon, so do check that out. And over on Predator and Prey, Russell and I are joined by the High Priest of Khonshu himself and Sparky, and we discuss Fox's Predator in comic books, action figures, movies, games, and more. And we also have a new Patreon for that as well, which Russell just whipped up for us. I was very pleased about that. He put a lot of hard work into it.
You heard it here first, kids. Russell
That's
whipped it out.
Yes, and it looks great. So do check it out if you're so inclined. And the Lost Library of Legends, my solo show, dedicated to the lost and undiscovered comic book gems of the last few decades, is currently doing a 3-part retrospective on a DC title from 2002 called The Power Company.
I'm going to eat this up with a fork and spoon. Hold on, let me grab it.
I've been loving that too. The Power Company is one of my favorites. Kurt Busiek and Tom Grummett, again, firing on all cylinders. Amazing.
Great, I got to read that series. I read a few of them, but I want to go back.
I think you'd love it. Yeah, I think you'd like that. Yeah.
One way trip to Biscuit Town. My Tweety Bird just went off just in time for that.
All right, kids. Thank you for joining us. Superman's back.
Yes.
Yes,
Back where he belongs.
that's right. And Action Comics is now monthly again. Thank God.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, next time, Superman 34 with Skyhook, Adventures 457, and Action Comics 644.
Yeah. Some more classic issues.
Escape the Matrix. So yeah, send us your thoughts. Come on.
Yes.
All right.
We
Join
want
us
to hear
next
it.
time. Join us for truth, justice, and the Mullet way.
The Mullet way. And the Gladiator way.
All the way.